Hi, I'm Jenn Mong, and I am a Classicalia semi-finalist. I started playing the piano quite young when I was about 3 years old. So I guess at that point, my parents had put me in it. I don't know any 3-year-old who really thinks about piano, but I kind of took to it right away. I really loved just playing and improvising and doing all that stuff. Practicing, not so much. That would come later. But I feel like my real breakthrough moment when I realized I really wanted to keep going with piano, like take it further than just, I don't know, playing little songs here and there. So I'm from Canada, and my brother lived in Ottawa for a little bit of time. And I remember, I think I was around 11 or 12, and I went to go visit him. And in Ottawa, there's the National Gallery of Canada. It's really beautiful art gallery. And I just remember there was this little atrium, and there's just just some water, a water atrium, and you can kind of just look there. It's very meditative, very beautiful. And that whole experience of like getting to see my brother, going to this beautiful art gallery and seeing like just such a serene area, like it really like, I don't know, it really touched me. And I was also at that time working on Gymnopédie #1 by Eric Satie. And I remember coming back home and I was playing through the Gymnopédie and I played it through for my mom. The whole time I couldn't stop thinking about this water atrium and trying to like portray that idea because it just, I don't know, it fits so well. And then when I finished playing, I turned around and my mom was crying and I was like, whoa, like music really has this, it's such a powerful emotional connection, you know? And that's when it really struck me like, yes, piano is, it's so meaningful to me. So I guess that's why I kept going. I mean, there's lots of other things, but that's the main thing. I feel like one of the pivotal moments that really changed the way that I play and changed the way that I view piano playing happened, I think I was maybe around 10 or 11 or so. And I was participating in a master class, and I was playing, I think it was the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, the first movement. Obviously, very popular piece, everybody knows it. I loved it, you know, but I just didn't, I was quite young, I suppose, but I guess I didn't really have quite as much of a story for it. I was just playing the notes more so. But I remember it was Christina Suter, I believe, who was giving the masterclass, a professor in my hometown of St. John's, Newfoundland. And she was saying, you have to sing. If you can't sing, then you can't play it. And, you know, when we're singing, I mean, singers obviously have their words to tell the story, but as pianists, we don't have the words, but we still have to sing and we still have to build the story through the way that we paint with our tone, with our touch and all this stuff. And she made me sing in front of everybody. It was quite embarrassing. But, you know, through that, it was a very useful lesson. You know, pianists, we strike a key, the sound is gone, but we have to create the illusion of that line just going through. Of course, all pieces are different, but even in pieces that are quite percussive, we have to have that image of that singing line to carry us through to make the music make sense. So yeah, I would say, yeah, realizing that the voice and piano, it's so intensely connected, and that the inner voice too, even if I'm not physically singing, if I'm even just audiating it, it really makes a really big difference. So I would say that was one of the biggest breakthroughs in my early career. Originally, I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland, a small city on the easternmost point of Canada. Currently in Montreal, so quite a big difference. So yeah, I guess I would say it's really interesting growing up in Newfoundland for a variety of reasons. Newfoundland is a very unique part of Canada, I would say. I mean, it only joined the Confederation of Canada in 1950, so quite late. So it has a really strong sense of individuality, and with that individuality comes a very unique culture as well. So music making in Newfoundland is a lot of folk music. It's very fun. It's very community involved. So that's something I would say I kind of miss a little bit from Newfoundland, just like that idea of community music making. Coming to bigger cities, like I studied in Ottawa and now Montreal, of course there's community music, but it is a little bit more, how do I say, a little more serious sometimes, and a little more in its ivory tower, rather than really engaging with the community in the same way that I was so used to seeing back home. So yeah, that's definitely something interesting. But it's also nice being in a big city and having so many different opportunities for lots of different kinds of music and musical collaboration as well. So two sides of the coin. I love making music because it's an intrinsic part of me. I really feel like music and through playing the piano, it's how I most clearly express myself, not only to others, but also to myself. Sometimes my words get a little muddled, and sometimes my thoughts get a little, they swirl in my head, but I feel like when I play, I can just articulate things so clearly. And even if it's not the exact image that I had in mind, the audience I can always connect with them. And I feel like we can understand each other. It's that sense of just communicating through this medium of sound is the most natural thing for me. And really being able to, yeah, just connect with people. And yeah, it's very special. And I feel very honored that I'm able to do so. My biggest influence right now, changes, but right now is I'm reading John Cage's lectures. Silence is a bunch of lectures he did over the course of his career. And I find it quite interesting. He talks a lot about how there's this Western preoccupation with controlling sound, controlling certain parameters and things, but rather he wants sound to be free and to let us be moved by sound rather than having to be so formulaic about it. And I feel like that is really inspiring me right now, because I mean, going through years of like conservatory like training, you're taught, oh, you have to do things this way, technically this way, but I feel like that misses out on the most important aspect of music, which is sound being free to be sound and expressing yourself. So I would say those writings right now would have been influencing me quite a bit. So, when I'm not playing the piano, there's quite a lot of things I like to do. I feel like sometimes it's quite random, it really depends on my mood, but I suppose as of late, I've been really into knitting. It's so cold outside, so just anything to keep myself warm. I love knitting hats especially. I feel like they're just such a fun way of, adding a little expressivity into your style. Not wearing one right now. So I really love knitting. I really love reading as well, different things, fiction, non-fiction. My brother sends me a lot of different articles as well, and that's kind of how we keep up, since he's back in Newfoundland and I'm here, so we send articles back and forth and talk about them, which is kind of fun. I also really love biking when it's not -40 outside. As well, I love cooking. I love DJing as well. I really love electronic music. That's another thing. I mean, as a pianist, it's kind of nice. I have transferable skills on keyboard, so synth music and yeah, DJing is really fun. And I also have a pet bunny named Vinny, so I love hanging out with her too. She's great. So that's what I like to do. For my round 2 audition, I played selections from Rodovera's Études, Opus 42, Tercet, Secondet, and Quartet. So this piece is it's such a big piece, and sometimes when I get nervous, I have a tendency to diminish a little bit and not let myself just let go. But I feel like I'm really proud of the fact that for my recording, I really just latched onto that feeling of grandness and being able to give the piece the energy that it really deserves. And yeah, just overcoming that mental obstacle of, okay, technically really difficult, all this passage work, but just being able to let the music flow. So I think that's what I'm most proud of.